Hey you guys, it's Queen Biz. This is in regards to a few of my videos where I've referred to the zodiac sign Scorpio in reference to Khia. Now I know for the most part, well pretty much all parts, that I refer to Scorpio being negative in regards to Khia because of some of the traits and characteristics she possesses that Scorpios are known for. But I just want to say this because I don't want to offend any of my Scorpios, because to be honest, I actually love Scorpios. I'm a Cancer, and Scorpios and Cancers are actually extremely compatible. Like, we understand each other wholeheartedly and can really tolerate and deal with each other because we're deeply emotional and have that sensitivity about us. But there's still some differences, of course, between the two. So what I want to say is there are different types of Scorpios. I know this because I do study astrology. I do have a thing for it. I don't know everything there is to know about it, but I know a little. And I know that as far as Scorpios, they are actually a transformational astrological sign. So when I speak of, Scorpios in a negative sense, especially when I'm talking about people like Khia, and there's other people I've dealt with that are Scorpios that I've had negative experiences with. They are in that first stage of the Scorpio, and that's exactly what I believe Khia is. So when I refer to her as being a typical Scorpio and doing things that are just like questionable and that are wrong, is due to that first stage of Scorpio that a lot of issues that the first stage of Scorpio have. They are an evolving sign, but the first part of their evolution is usually where they possess the negative qualities, which is what I see a lot. The secretiveness and the vengeful trait, the being distant and just cold and dark and mysterious. Like that's a lot of the traits in Scorpios that rub people the wrong way, especially when they don't understand them. So this is not for all Scorpios. Scorpios are actually a very interesting sign, and I say that in a good way. They have a lot of good qualities, and they have the potential to be great once they choose to evolve into the more mature side, which is when they can let go of that stinger they possess as a Scorpio and transform into the Phoenix Eagle, and not be so vindictive. And they'll learn to when they mature and evolve into a more mature Scorpio, is the ones that are more tolerable and the ones that you can trust, because they'll go about things in a whole nother way to where they'll have more patience and won't be quick to just be vindictive, and they pretty much lose that stinger. They know how to handle a situation in a more positive way to where they don't have to hurt people or affect other people. And the way Khia, has been acting, and from the minute she walked off the Queen's Court the night Monique was supposed to be on there, showed a lot of Scorpio traits. It just did, and how she acted afterwards. And that's why I bring her Scorpio ways up, because I've dealt with them. I've had an intimate relationship with one, and he did something similar to what Khia did to Maddie to me. So that's why I can really understand what's going on. Like, they hold in resentment. They feel some type of way for something that they feel you've done to wrong them, and unbeknownst to you, you may not even know that you did anything to offend them, because they don't say anything. So it can be something small. It can be a misunderstanding, a miscommunication. But instead of them being the more mature Scorpio, they still have that immaturity in them to where they're very passive and won't speak out. you know, they'll speak out against everything else that's irrelevant just to be loud and cocky and arrogant. But when it's something that has to do with importance and relevancy, they'll keep it in. And that's what I believe Khia did to Maddie. Like, she felt some type of way prior to the Monique show. And as we could see, I think it was regarding the whole trademarking thing. And instead of her, you know, speaking out to Maddie and, you know, being mature and businesslike and talking to her, she held it in and grew resentment. And then by the time the, you know, Monique thing came about, she knew that was an important night for Maddie and how excited Maddie was, and she chose to sting her that particular night because she knew that would affect her deeply. So that's what they do. They hold in anger, they let it build up, and they sting you when you least expect it, when they know it's going to hurt you the most. So yes, I've had that done to me. I've seen it happen to other people. By a Scorpio, I've seen Khia do it, and she's still doing some Scorpio things that's just unevolved and immature. So like I was saying, when I say things like that, you know, that's negatively towards Scorpios, I'm talking about the lower evolved Scorpios. I'm not talking about the highly evolved, which I'm sure there's a lot of those by now. And I'm sure, you know, Scorpios, once they get to that stage, are great people. I love them. Like I say, I'm a Cancer myself, and we really connect and vibe. We have a strong, you know, energy vibration between each other. So I just wish that, you know, I can tolerate the more lower evolved ones, which you can until they get that resentment built up in them. So that's the thing, and that's what you saw between Maddie and Khia. You saw their chemistry when everything was good, and that's when Scorpios can be a lot of fun up until, and then once they cross that line, there's really no turning back. So I just wanted to say that, and that's it. And I just want to clear that up so there's no, you know, offense being made towards all my Scorpio listeners. Anyway, thank you guys, and I will be speaking to you guys soon. Holla.